What is good? It is your girl LP, and we are here tonight for the listening party of iHateKing. This is actually the first official listening party of 2021. So congratulations on that, Eargasm. Woo! Good job for me, right? I hope everybody's well tonight. If you're able to tune in, I'm just only doing the listening party tonight. Some good vibes, good music, and all the information that you need for the listening party is in the description. You are able to stream the album. It is already out. The name of the album is called W.I.N.G.S, which stands for We're in Need of Guidance Spiritually. So without taking a huge guess, I'm gonna say that this might be a maybe a gospel album or spiritually related album here. Doing the first listen and the first run through live here, so I haven't listened to it yet. I have not done any of that, and so we will get the response and kind of the reaction right here, right live. So I hope you guys are ready for some hopefully good music. We're gonna kind of listen. It's 11 tracks on this particular album. Again, all the information that you need for this particular album is in the description on Facebook, and it should also be over on YouTube as well. So make sure you just kind of sit back and go ahead and enjoy the music that we're about to have tonight. Like I said, there's about 11 tracks on here, and we will go ahead and get started. So we are going to listen to this. The hyperlink is in the chat in case we get through this and you're liking it, you're feeling it, and I'm ready to listen to some music. It's going to be a relaxed night tonight, so I am enjoying that thoroughly. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, say what's up in the chat. Let us know how you feel in the songs. Otherwise, enjoy the show. And here we go. So the first track of tonight is going to be A Penny for Your Thoughts. So let's go ahead and take a listen. What up, Kula? Okay.
Truth is what those in power wish it to be. I wish they see their flaws and ways of bigotry. I get soliloquies while I'm underneath the willow tree. By the time I'm done, the only one that weeps is me. We can't connect simply cause your heart is vexed. If nothing less at my behest, just reflect. Those bricks you threw us proved to be salad brewers. Thanks to your hubris, I build a church, hallelujah. Sometimes I overthink it, but peep the words that I'm speaking. I wonder what's the reason. Why would they turn on Lincoln? The only colored coin, but this is exactly how to send a subliminal of what they think of your value. So I stand with this 40 in my hand. Whether cents, ounces, caliber, it defines a man. Here's a penny for your thoughts. If you got it, homie, then help me. So I throw them hoes away, but I'm broke and I'm acting wealthy. Ever since I took a red pill, I've been in a higher state since. Great risk came cause I'm the glitch in the matrix. Drop us in a petri dish, something like a deep abyss. Post-traumatic slave disorder, some of y'all so sleeping sick. Liquor stores all around us, boy, that's how they inoculate. Mix it up with poverty, slide it across an auger plate. I hear them yelling, make America great again. Tell me when it was great for people with my color skin. We made it to the States with no visa or a passport. Come down to the hood and get whatever that you ask. We got guns, we got coke, we got pills, we got smoke. Yeah, these times are getting rough, but all I know is we got hope. Whoa, back before I realized I was surrounded by evil. That's around the time when Bam Bam used to push a G.O. Look how they depict us in all of the motion pictures. The scripts that they give us for thugs and fucking killers. Ayy, but niggas hate cause I ain't come up from no section 8. There was no shrimp, no steak, or no lobster on my fucking plate. Just ramen noodles, and there were times we ate busted wieners and cornflakes, and we had the Kool-Aid by the liter. Quick to call her sister a hoe. Soon as she flashes, can but turn in the Pepe Le Pew over Kardashians. I know you thought about it, homie. Let me ask it then. When Black Lives Matter, did these hoes want your asses then? They want my skeleton to satisfy their little fetishes. I study medicine, y'all motherfuckers. Oedipus, don't let my my melanin, BYU and so my intelligence. The AIDS pestilence, they treat it like white elephants. The precious life on earth is so rich that we often search. All throughout our history, human beings keep on trying to purge. We marvel at the fish and birds, and the fact that you're diverse. What's fucking worse is when your own species cannot see your worth. As we encroach, and I quote, we're in need of growth. Throw my name in mulch, so they know I'm the seed of hope. Had to use a trap beat to make these people start hearing me. Spiritually, you were dying, we're in need of growth spiritually. Tap on your little teacup and silence me when I speak up. I'm so appalled, you're really dying to be us. Blinded by cash money, don't let that paper deceive you. Even the boy Wayne can't see the plight of his people. Centuries in the making, witness the birth of a nation. They don't wanna see you make it or flee the fucking plantation. Heard stories from my granny on how they took many losses. Waking up with the clan in her yard, burning them crosses. It ain't no kind of sorta, these people living in horror. Corrupt law and order, fleeing, making Georgia. Your tongue is a blessing, use your mind as a weapon. And as your voice travels, it breaks a bond of oppression. We can find all these bones and all of that shit is ancient, but ain't nobody found no artifacts to a slave ship.
Whoa. He came in hot on that one. I mean, hot on that one. Hey. So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when people are like, "Oh, hey, I'm a spiritual rapper, I'm a Christian rapper, I'm a XYZ, something to do with God," right? You never know kind of like what kind of stuff you're going to end up getting. You know what I mean? You have no idea like what you're going to get. So I like when I hear something like this, because honestly, if you didn't pay attention to his lyrics, say you were, you don't like, that's not your thing, right? If you were to listen to that track, immediately the beat right there catches you right off rip, right? And at that point, you don't even care if it's about God or not, because not saying that in a bad way, but you're already hooked because he picked the right type of beat to catch your attention and to get your attention to talk about the issues and the content that matters to him. Now, the content and the matter in this particular track, to me, I loved it. I think the title of the track itself, A Penny for Your Thoughts, is perfect for this. You need to take a second and you need to think about all of this, right? You need to think about all of this. Sometimes I feel like maybe Christian rap and people who go into this have to be actually even more creative to get some people or to get more people to give their music a chance. Because sometimes when people hear that, it's like, woo, 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 red flags, okay? They're about to, thump all this stuff in my face. But they can still be realistic and relatable without thumping. You know what I'm saying? And so right off rip, I'm already liking this album. Now, I'm not going to talk too much in between these tracks because I'm writing notes. And at the end, I will go over track by track how I felt. I just wanted to kind of give my thought on this because this track literally blew me away right off rip. At the end and towards the end, what's going on, Joey Martinez? I see Martino in the building. Kula, Town Mama, P. Weezy, everybody that's in here supporting iHateKing. Make sure you go and give him a share for this stream so we can listen to this album and enjoy this together. If you got other stuff you need to do, don't even worry about being super active in the chat. Just let this ride. Let's show him some love. And let's keep listening to this music. So, great way to start the album. You're off to a great start, I will say that. And this is a live listening for me. I have not listened to these tracks before. These reactions are genuine and they are first listening here. So, we're going to go ahead and get into this next track right here. This is Pray versus Pray. So Pray versus Prey, just because you guys can't see this screen that I'm doing. And yes, we are doing an album listening party tonight. So we're going to get all of iHateKing in here listening to this album. You're going to get a nice taste of this person as an artist. Listening parties is something I offer on my services. So if y'all are interested, make sure you hit me up. It'll be all about you. We're going to dedicate all this to you. So next track, Pray versus Pray. Okay, let's check it out.
Every time I leave the house, my mama praying for me. When I see the police, it's like they praying on me. Our Father who art in heaven, I just hope you get the message. Every day that I'm alive, I count my blessings. So every day I fight that temptation, but deliver us from evil. Dear Lord, please keep me from this people. So every day I pray to see a set of footprints in the sand. Through the drama, God carries me, man. So every day I pray, run from you either prey or the predator. But I don't glorify pushing poison to people. Look at the sheep that we call. How can I be so grateful? It's time to start an upheaval. Born to the same genius, I changed the way that you see us. Before the day that they freed us, they knew that I am a niggas. And we just studied law, so you cannot infringe it. My descendants keep on exercising your Second Amendment law.
Hey, if you didn't catch that Negus line, I'm gonna need you to rewind that back, all right?
You took the oaths for the protecting the pole piece. When you're corrupt, who gon' police the police? I'm on eBay all night searching for gloves and a knife. I might purchase a flight if I do it on sight. Evil racist people, celebrate your acquittal. I knew the fix was in when they let you auction your picture. See, I got a fucking issue for the cat with signing skills. I hope they clap your mother and your fucking dog at your vigil. Every time I leave the house, my mama praying for me. When I see the police, it's like they praying on me. Our Father who art in heaven, I just hope you get the message. Every day that I'm alive, I count my blessings. So every day I fight in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Dear Lord, please keep me from these people. So every day I pray to see a set of footprints in the sand. Through the drama, God carries me, man. So every day I pray. Turn and rape the chick, barely got any discipline. 3 months and then it's innocent. Tell me he didn't benefit. Sit and pray with the innocent. Kill a couple of witnesses. Dylan Roof did this shit. That's what white privilege is. Your claim is mental. They shoot up shit like it's Fortnite. They made it out alive with that using deadly force, right? But that's the reason Kaepernick keeps on kneeling. But you have yet to empathize with the families grieving. They bust niggas for some weed and send them to penitentiary. But turn around and open up shop. Here's a dispensary. When Reagan came, he flooded the hoods like hurricane. That's how they trapped all our people inside the drug game. They traded drugs, they set us up and we traded lives. No war on drugs, they wanted a war on black lives. I see fallacy in your policy. I brought my people with me to smash a glass menagerie. Every time I leave the house, my mama praying for me. When I see the police, it's like they praying on me. Our Father who art in heaven, I just hope you get the message. Every day that I'm alive, I count my blessings. So every day I fight in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Dear Lord, please keep me from these people. So every day I pray to see a set of footprints in the sand. Through the drama, God carries me, man. So every day I police are tainted and dirty as the water in Flint. We'd rather go build a wall than clean up the harsh conditions. Cameras on every corner can recognize your appearance, but can't no children with children go disappearing. The media's coming for you even if the record's clean. I can't believe the shit that they're doing to both of Gene. We took so long to indict with murder charges. Decorate them as noble, but make us out to be heartless. I'm supposed to be calm, but you're the one with the training. I know it's people waiting who never got an arraignment. Father dead or in prison, either way he ain't fruitful. Preying on black babies, corrupting them while they youthful. Harvey Weinstein's a monster and Hollywood is a sponsor. Tell me, my holy father, why do these people prosper? Bomb threats with the Napoleon complex. Got me with my fucking head bowed and my palms pressed. Every single day. Every single day.
What's up, Keith?
Every single day.
Well, yeah. Hey, we 2 for 2 right now. That's a good start. It's a good thing when you don't feel like skipping a song. Now, I'm going to tell you guys too later on when I go back over the notes that I'm writing down about this album, about, you know, what's catching my attention. You're gonna know also if I felt like hitting that skip button. So as consumers, as listeners, as people of lovers of music, there are times when you have an album, right? And it's not your favorite track, right? It's not your favorite track and you hit that skip button. We're going to see if that happens tonight. Right now, I had no urge to hit the skip button at this point in time. And that's some real shit right there because I've never heard this album before. And I am thoroughly liking the beat selection on this. And I'm thoroughly liking the energy behind this. The energy behind this is crazy through the roof and on point. It is a great, great way to start the album because it should grab everybody's attention. If you had never heard this man before, that would be the first thing that would grab my attention, aside from the content itself. Not only that, but he's in here spitting 3 verses per song so far, and I'm here for it. You know why? Because I actually have the attention span to listen for 3 verses. Most people don't. But if you're a lover of music, you're going to miss something if you don't take the time to listen to a song. Just because you see that shit say 4 minutes, don't count it out. That just means they got more to say and you need to listen as we can, right? What's going on, Sergeant Barcode? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Who else we got on here? P. Weezy said facts. Free Carter said it sounds like some 80s music. I don't know what 80s music you was listening to, dog, but that don't sound like no 80s music. At least it doesn't for me. But Gerald says substance with a flow, a winning formula. What's going on, Tayshawn? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep my review towards the end, but I'm writing notes down per song to just kind of, you know, give myself a little bit reminders, but I am going to touch on a few things as we go through and then share how I feel about the overall album at the end here. So we're going to get right into the next track. We're not going to waste any time on this because I'm excited to hear the next track, and that's what you want from your consumers. All right, so this is called Land of the Free. Again, this is W.I.N.G.S, and the artist is iHateKing, and let's get it.
Quit shooting at me! Quit shooting at me! You see they shooting at us!
See, this is what would happen if Scooter met Martin Luther. We take them activists and we teach them how to be shooters. Teach them some independence and how to be self-sufficient. I'm talking about Greenwood. Can you picture my vision? Put them in neighborhoods and use them like Secret Service. So when we march in Selma, they never question the purpose. Our shepherd was struck in Memphis, but not the way that you heard it. Arrive at the hospital and later on he was murdered. Call it conspiracy, but it rendered a guilty verdict. Don't be the kind of trophy they send to a taxidermist. Meditate when I'm nervous, while I live like a hermit. Avoiding the kind of serpents who strike at your epidermis. Deadliest black mamas in the time is what we squander, but we only come together for some fiction like Wakanda. They wanna keep us divided and keep our numbers declining. See, there was a silver lining due to the red line of the free, where Americans shoot up public schools and they y'all plead the same. In the land of the free, where they protect pedophiles and it seems
Bro, that fucking switch up. Let's go.
that they all get away. In the land of the free, if you're black doing good, then your own people hate to see you come up. In the land of the free, just be an athlete, don't think, don't speak, just shut up. In the land of the free, of every Planned Parenthood aborted fetus, stricken with diabetes from the food that they feed us. The odds in my favor to live my whole life in danger. I wish Martin Luther never trusted Margaret Sanger. Population control, they don't want me to say it. Call these people elite, they rather remain faceless. Rather be entertainers and come off as controversial. Cooner like Jerry Rice on a chicken commercial. But when it comes to money, they living by double standards. You niggas fucking cancer, tell me who was your panda? They knew the whole time even when his plane landed, but he was never busted, not even by Chris Hansen. But they been grabbing pussy, having fun on the island. They rooted a suicide with the powers that be denied it. Pay attention how they graffiti us all up in the media, but they been going in on R. Kelly on social media. Where Americans shoot up public schools and they all plead the same. In the land of the free, where they protect pedophiles and it seems that they all get away. In the land of the free, if you're black doing good, then your own people hate to see you come up. In the land of the free, just be an athlete, don't think, don't speak, just shut up. In the land of the free. Pull up like Curry and shoot from a distance. Hit you with no witness and blow out your kidneys. Get hit with a tech and upgraded to flagrant. I'll lie you like Jumpman with blood on the pavement. Every week in a small town that I never heard of, there's a kid getting murdered. Another not guilty verdict, no protection, but the services coming from a turret. But he thought you had a gun, so he shot. He was nervous. Fuck y'all, Sharpton in that bitch is Jesse Jackson. If it's black or black, they ain't pulling mothers up off no casket. Look me in my eye and see the pain on my black face. Fuck you if you think that it's funny when you do blackface. I think about them cops, their brother shot up in Dallas, but nobody talking about what drove his heart in the malice. You eating ice cream and chilling up in your palace, and the castle law supposed to protect the place you inhabit. But she walked up in your house, assuming you were the threat. Failed to render per se, but had enough time to text. Hug a convicted murder, fuck the judge and the bailiff. Bumping straight out of Compton, number 2 on the playlist. If you're an ally and you choose to walk beside us, don't turn a blue eye, then sit back in silence. Stick with me, I can show you the world's iniquities, specifically the people that live cynically. Where Americans shoot up public schools and they all plead the same. In the land of the free, where they protect pedophiles and it seems that they all get away. In the land of the free, if you're black doing good, then your own people hate to see you come up. In the land of the free, just be an athlete, don't think, don't speak, just shut up. In the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the land, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free. In the land of the free, in the land of the free, freedom ain't free.
Hey, that was the start of the next song, but God damn. And I said God. All right. Man, Nathan Tidwell said, love it, get it, screwed and chopped. I know, I like that at the end there, that nice little slope. So far, he is doing what everybody should strive to do on an album and keep it fresh. I mean, like, everything that's been coming so far. Loving the psych ward hair. Is that what you would call it? Because it's sticking up in the back? Come on now. Come on now. This is my crown, yo. Be easy. Ray, that shit funny. What's going on, Riley? Sergeant Barcode said, oh my God. Hostile is loving it. Sergeant Barcode is loving it. Kula is like, man, I'm telling you. Ooh, that Land of the Free. So many different transitions in that track. Kept me interested. Flow changed up. Beat changed up. Right now, your beat choice on this album is 10 out of 10. There's going to be sections that I'm going to rate. It's going to be like beat selection, flow delivery, content, of course, mixing and mastering for the album. All of those are going to get their own rating, and then I'll rate the album overall itself at the end here. Ooh, Holly, your forehead looking big tonight, girl. That's okay. We love it. Kula said run that back. I'm saying, man, I'm kind of tempted. You know what? Ooh, you know what? We're going to run that back. We're going to run that one back. We're going to Land of the Free again for a little bit. We're going to get a little bit more taste of that one, but ooh. Oh, actually, you know what, Kula? I'm going to do you one more solid. I'm going to do you a solid. I got the link in the description for you. I'll go put it in the chat for you. What?
I thought you wasn't going to be loud tonight.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, but it's so good. It's so good. All right, I got the album. I got the album link for you right there. Got the album link for you right there.
Cowboy.
You can go ahead and head over and replay that joint. But right now, we're going to keep going to the next track. I might run that back a little bit later tonight. P. Weezy said, where's the contract? Sign him ASAP. Man, I'm telling you. Don't worry. I got you, though. So this next track right here is called Synergy. Jeez. This is called Energy. Now, check it out, right, though? I sent that link. That link is there for you guys. Go stream this. Make sure you follow him. Do him that favor tonight and get his followers up on Spotify or Apple, whatever. The hyperlink is in there with whatever phone you have. Either go purchase the album or go stream that ish, okay? Do it right now. I want it done. All right, and that's if you're enjoying it. So this is Energy, and this is by, again, iHateKing off the W.I.N.G.S album. Let's get it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Facebook might shut me down for that. So y'all better be over on YouTube watching, because if Facebook goes down, it is what it is. All right? YouTube's still finna be up, though.
See, I was out of tune, cause I couldn't reach the frequency. I had to clear that static before God would even speak to me. Father made me a plate as I ate in front of my enemies. Now that I got the jewels, I'm keeping the same energy. I'm sensitive when it come to picking the vibes. I still know the signs, the only difference was mine. Emergency broadcast, my ears ringing from tinnitus. But I lost the signal, I know you be tapping in with us. Listen to understand, don't be hasty with a reply. You gave me the input and words I can amplify. I'm trying to walk with faith and not depend on no vision. I'm slipping, my vision is blurry, astigmatism. Just remember the promise, when there's no other options. In the back of your conscience, you gotta remain dauntless. And when I lack patience, you never took a hiatus. But I chase it like a mirage floating through an oasis.
I need God on me, fighting things you cannot see. I need God on me, I'm seeing demons in my dreams. I need God on me, trying to get my life on track. I need God on me, but this life just pulls me back.
A soul tie had me stuck with this fucking succubus. That's who I was lusting with, even though the bitch wasn't shit. My cup was half full, but I suffer from dehydration. And beauty without depth is simply just decoration. Be careful who you trade with, cause energy can be hazardous. I know the deeper meaning and purpose to practice abstinence. It ain't no accident, my body feels inanimate. Caught in the spider web and I'm dealing with sleep paralysis. Sleepwalking through the matrix and missing the revelations. Beat me a blue pill, I settle for fornication. This is prison, nothing like a utopia. My mind's awake, my eyelids will not open up. I see memento mori, but I need purgatory. I know a Jezebel, I know what she is before me. Women will draw you window with all of the innuendos. And when don't, they know that the eye is the key to what's soul.
I need God on me, fighting things you cannot see. I need God on me, I'm seeing demons in my dreams. I need God on me, trying to get my life on track. I need God on me, but this life just
shocked us like doctors, they miss our $9 chocolates. But you don't need binoculars to be like police and watch us. They give us MK Ultra, that way we barely be sober. The harpies watch us like vultures, waiting for us to kill over. They program television, your children in no position. Talking about they gay at 9, how'd you make that decision? First they claim they are bullied, and then they mock us in person. They put the crosses inverted and made the rainbow perverted.
I need God on me, fighting things you cannot see. I need God on me, I'm seeing demons in my dreams. I need God on me, trying to get my life on track. I need God on me, but this life just pulls me back.
Hey. Man. That was such a good change up on this particular track. I'm sorry I got distracted a little bit because my dog was chewing up something. And I just realized when I shared my stream, none of the information that I typed in was in there. So if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on YouTube, can you please back out and refresh your stream? All of the video details should be updated now. Please do me that favor because it was missing the link information. It was missing all of that information that I thought was already there. Please back out for a second, refresh, and you should see all the information that you need as well as the album link. I really, really apologize. And what I'm going to do too real quick is I'm going to put the album link pinned in the comments for Facebook as well. Give me 1 second, guys. Bear with me. That was such a good track, though. Like, so far, again, I have no issues. I have nothing to say about not that. So check it out. I'm not taking music tonight, guys. This is not a review show tonight. It is not a review show. I'm doing a listening party. This artist paid for this slot, so this is what we're doing tonight, is the listening party for this particular album. If you sent me a track, I can hold on to it till Saturday. Just make sure you type, if you're on Facebook, !notify, all one word, and you can get notified the next time I go live for music reviews. Okay, guys? Let's see. Okay. Let me go ahead and pin this comment over here on Facebook real quick for you guys. Here we go. I do apologize for that. And yes, Martino, it is actually a sample. They played it in a different key, yes, but it is actually a sample. The first thing most people probably would come to their mind is, I got 5 on it. Let's go have fun a sec. But that's not the original one. So that is the one that most people would probably think of, though. All right, so again, I kind of even want to run it back because I kind of got a little bit distracted from it, but don't worry. We got time tonight. So we're going to keep it going. I know y'all heard it, but I'm going to listen to that one again. I might listen to it at the end again just so I can get a little better feel for it and write down my notes. But let me look what everybody's saying. Hostile said that's dope AF. Martino said it's a different key. It should be fine. Michael said this is one of my favorite songs, but the whole album has been banging. Jose said I sent something days ago. Not sure if you're playing artists. Isn't it in or not? No, I'm not playing artists tonight. Just the artist that is on for the listening party tonight. What's going on, Dougie? Good to see you. Martino said, oh, I see. Yeah, that's the one I thought it was from. Yeah, but there's another one. And somebody said it in the chat. That's the Looney's original sampler. So Kevin let us know. What's going on, Kevin? Good to see you. All right, so we are going to keep on going. Y'all continue to put your feelings and your thoughts into the chat about this man's album. It is banging so far. Please give him his props. Light this chat up. And we're going to go into the next track right now. This is called New Currency. Let's check it out.
When the pupils are youthful, everything you do is futile. I'm out here living frugal, so fuck a stranger's approval. These kids growing impatient, they flexing and clout chasing. All out of desperation because they wanna be famous. Too busy living your life vicariously through some memes. Self-esteem don't reflect the other side of your screen. Scared to live normal lives, you see what we glorify, but you caught up in the hype for stuff you should never buy. When you go to get a chain, your jeweler ain't rocking jewels. He finesse you like a fool over some shiny hooves. You quick to blow money, you love being a mascot. Come in, arch your back. Now prints around with your ass. I'm tired of the self-loathing, rocking designer clothing with every Jordan release. Would die in a stick I told him, check the attire, it's death over designer. High fashion don't like niggas, but y'all have yet to decipher. They steady bopping off the hype, but my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm doing numbers with the fight from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. She said another thirst trap, look at her shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm only famous on the net from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue notes. People be so fake when they log on facade book, when they get to posting and crying about who God took, calling good deeds but brag about who you're blessing. Would you respect God if he bragged about it in heaven? You party every weekend, but what are you celebrating? You don't even help your people with the wealth you're creating. Off guard, glamour shot, would you look at the vanity? Instagram ain't reality, but you live in a fantasy. The comment stroking her ego, I know she got daddy issues, but when you wanna be loved, that's when the loneliness issues. Besides your beauty, baby, what can you offer? Don't act out of my league and end up being a pauper. Don't play the black people, you post it as entertainment. Brothers fighting each other, you love it like it ain't flagrant. Y'all niggas snitches in training, posting guns on your pages, self-incriminating before you can give a statement. They steady bopping off the hype, but my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm doing numbers with the fight from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. She said another thirst trap, look at her shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm only famous on the net from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue notes. Your baby daddy ain't shit, huh? You see he getting all that money and he tricking on the bench, huh? Yeah, you love that little broad, huh? She broke your heart, huh? So you caught a domestic charge, huh? You still living with your folks, huh? You sell dope, huh? But somehow you still broke, huh? She got the house in the valley, huh? But you're scared to tell your folks she got the apartment down in Dallas, huh? Oh, you the shit, you conceited, huh? You said your mama pay your bills, but only when you need it, huh? Oh, you still rocking Yeezys, huh? You the type to say you had to leave Nikes for Adidas, huh? You need to choose some better friends, huh? They let you fuck up and now you know them niggas ain't your friends, huh? You ain't scared to go to jail, huh? You post bail, beat that ass and go right back to jail, huh? They bopping off the hype, but my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm doing numbers with the fight from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. She said another thirst trap, look at her shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue. I'm only famous on the net from my shares views likes they be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing like it's blue notes.
Bro. They be thumbing through it, thumbing through it, thumbing through the blue notes. Hey, man. Look, I'll be honest about this one. It took me a little while to warm up to this track. It did. Coming from, so we had songs 1, 2, 3, and then we got into 4 was a little bit change of energy, and then we got to 5, which is a little bit slower pace, but the energy was still there, 100% still there. The beat was just a little bit slower on that one, so it took me a little while to get adjusted. But Martino made a good point about this and said the switch ups on these are awesome in this album, and they really are. It's keeping my attention because as soon as you think it's gonna keep going on, he hits you with the switch up and it's on all over again. It's almost like you're listening to a new song, but you're not, right? It's the same song, it just got more interesting. And that's sometimes I think indie artists tend to kind of forget. You can't have mundane and repetitive all the time. You got to give it that switch up somewhere. Not always, but when you do, for people that enjoy stuff like that, like myself, like Martino and a few other people in here in the chat, it's a welcome change because they're like, oh damn, we just got to see another part of this artist. Honestly, so far I'm blown out the water right now because I was not expecting this to go so hard. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but damn. And everybody is loving it. Levi said, this shit is nice. Nasib said, yes, drop some fire. Gary said, that hook, though. That hook was on point. Dougie said, 155 and counting. Play that next. Hey, I'm telling you. Let's get it. We're going to go over to this next joint right here and see what we got because I don't want to stop this. So up next, the next track is called The Recipe. So I have to pull up the lyric video for this one because he did ask me to play the lyric video for The Recipe featuring Bam Bam is what this called. So I'm gonna have to exit out of this screen real quick, so bear with me for a moment, guys. All right, so we're gonna go to the full screen here and we're gonna pull up this. So we got a lyric video for you, and this is again The Recipe featuring Bam Bam. So let's check it out.
My skin resembles soil, come see where my God is planted. Head reaching for the sun, it's growing like the tree branches. Sunbathing in my eyes, my feelings just started blooming. If they define my beauty, they tell me I should be pruning. I got more than 50 shades, my color palette is opulent. To see that love thrive is like a breath of some oxygen. The love is ardent, you see it throughout the garden. The first time that you saw it, you knew you had to applaud it. Behold, become the witnesses of the amethyst chrysalis. The power's limitless, it's that ebony photosynthesis. Your mind's a conduit that connects you to a nexus. And when we exit, you gon' love your complexion. As you take the last gulp, the sleep will be astro. Meditate and just relax, the feeling is natural. This here is made by God, not the hands of no surgeon. I just had to pull up and tell you all that in person. It's my father's recipe, you can't get this out no can. But they keep looking for that black by popular demand. Adore me with the sun and make my features so well again. It's evident we got them dripping in melanin. 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 It's evident we got them dripping in melanin.
Yeah, I thank my father for making me, and because I'ma keep it G, thanking God for making him. My skin is just like the ocean, stretched far as the eye can see, while reflecting the sun rays and absorbing the energy. And as cool as the moon and stars, but the surface just a star. You dig a little bit deeper, you see it sets us apart. That black love, that strong, it hit me just like a rocket. Melanin it popping, I love that shirt when she rock it. And that's words in my lip boo, and I tell her slay on cue. Right, I'm hyping you up, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yo, y'all tell me how you feeling this. Put it in the chat, guys.
Illuminates the brain, the beauty, art all the same. And regardless of what you heard, and with another say, you are the best picture inside the perfect frame. Cause this here was made by God, not the hands of no surgeon. I just had to pull up and tell you all that in person.
It's my father's recipe, you can't get this out no can. But they keep looking for that black by popular demand. Adore me with the sun and make my features so well again. It's evident we got them dripping in melanin. 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 It's evident we got them dripping in melanin. I can stand beside your eyes until you see your reflection. In pools of golden honey until I gain your affection. I close my eyes, but all I see is a silhouette. It's like Bosky got you it with the smoke of a cigarette. You see exotic features and all of them breaking molds. Contrary what you're told, you're worth your weight in gold. I'm just searching for the love, the kind you get from the most high. To ensure my blood not run farther than a coastline.
Yeah, and while we talking about bloodline, a few of y'all was acting like your DNA this flawed design. I'm telling you it's fine, cause we all got some tin up in us, some a little darker than others. I see you 5%. This knowledge heaven sent, you follow it and be great. Been here since the start of time, going strong to this day. This here is made by God, not the hands of no surgeon. That's just a small reminder in case you feeling uncertain.
It's my father's recipe, you can't get this out no can. But they keep looking for that black by popular demand. Adore me with the sun and make my features so well again. It's evident we got them dripping in melanin. 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 It's evident we got them dripping in melanin.
Hey, that was the recipe. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. All right, guys. So that was, wrong, Holly. Gotta go to the interview screen. There we go. Oh, look at this. The chat was flipping out. All right. So that was the recipe featuring Bam Bam. Man, he's giving us everything that we need on this particular album. So check it out. If you are just joining us, I'm not reviewing music right now. I am doing a listening party of this album. So I mean, if you want to rate, you can, but that's not what we're doing tonight, okay? This is the review of iHateKing's new album called W.I.N.G.S. And this is what we're doing tonight. We're listening to the whole album. It's 11 tracks. It's streaming on all platforms right now. The link is in the chat. It's also in the description if you're over on YouTube. If you've been liking what you're hearing so far, or you're just now getting in, you might want to rewind it back to the first song, because I think you might change your mind a little bit. Now, this particular track, I'm gonna give some feedback on this particular track for whatever reason, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but I'm giving my full everything on this. This particular track was a little bit quieter when it came to the mix. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but this is like a summertime. I'm about to go to the barbecue joint. Just sit and chill, either smoke like a cigar to this outside on a nice hot summer day. The sun is just now hitting the pavement, so it's not as hot, and everybody's starting to calm down. The kids ain't screaming no more. Like that's the kind of feel I get from this particular beat. Not only that, but then you have the content. So far, the content on this album has been like a 10 out of 10. You know, you have to respect this for what it is, and the stuff that he's putting out, and the subjects that he's talking about, whether you can understand them personally or not. It's something that he is effortlessly putting together in this album and doing a really good job at it as well. What's going on? Black the Underdog checking in. Kevin said absolutely needs the levels turned up. Martino said really enjoying the beat for this. I have to agree. It was great. Levy said right, the mix didn't match the track. So the mix didn't match what I heard particularly earlier on in the album, right? So a lot of the other ones were real upfront. A lot of the vocals were real right in my face, which I like if I don't have to adjust my headphone at all. But you know, hey, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes you never know if everybody had all their tracks mixed and mastered all at once. But again, I'm still here for this album. So we're gonna go ahead and get on to the next track on the album. If you are just joining us again, I am not doing music reviews tonight. This is a listening party strictly for iHateKing and his album Wings. So you can sit back, enjoy the music, give me some feedback. That would be great. And if you like it, you can go and stream it. So up next, this track is called Strange Fruit. All right, so let's check it out. Took us to a whole nother place already.
Preacher man, preacher man, preacher man, I heard you been saving souls. Preacher man, preacher man, preacher man, tell me who's in control. My people are tired, my people are famished, and some of them hanging from trees. A cool southern breeze carries her screams when she sees blood on the leaves. They call it strange fruit. I see an uprising beyond the horizon. If you could see it, it's so terrifying. But why is it dying before it can ripen? They pillaged the village and raped all our women. The country we're building has sold off our children. But where's my mule and my 40 acres? They tell me that this is the birth of a nation. If I tell you my secrets, just promise you keep it. The fruit I'm producing is beyond the reaches, but they still seek it. I know it's egregious that melanin nectar has no kind of weakness. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The sweeter the juice. The blacker the berry, the stranger the fruit. The stranger the fruit. They kill Malcolm X and they kill Martin Luther, but history books don't mention Mansa Musa. I'm Harriet Tubman, I'm Sojourner Truth. Nat in his prime, a panther is loose. I don't wear a last name just to honor you bastards. I've sharpened my axe up to kill all my masters, but keep on believing that Caesar is Jesus. Whitewashing the history, spreading diseases. I pray to my God to get rid of these spirits. If my face is bruised up and blemished like image, this is not life. If you cried and don't grimace, but this is not Christ. I ain't made in his image. Can't read, I can't write, but they did it on purpose to bullshit. They serve to you indentured servitude. No reparations for all this free labor, but we still treat them like they are our saviors. If I tell you my secrets, just promise you keep it. The fruit I'm producing is beyond the reaches, but they still seek it. I know it's egregious that melanin nectar has no kind of weakness. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The sweeter the juice. The blacker the berry, the stranger the fruit. The stranger the fruit. Somebody help us. Please.
Oh man, okay. So we just turned hard left. We was doing trap hip hop, and then we said, oh, we gotta stop off at the rock lane real quick. Way to keep things interesting. 150%. After listening to that one, it kind of reminded me of, you know, it was a the instrumental was basic, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, we had, you know, kind of like an anthem feel where you have that, and then you had the chant going on, almost like, you know, back in the day, you know, they had the slave songs and shit. Like, I'm gonna say it like that, but they had the chants. You know, I don't know if that was the you know, what it was trying to like feel like, but that's what I took from it, and I feel like that really consolidated the feeling to this particular track and made it. Oh, you know, Levi, take out the quotes. I'm sorry. I was just doing it so you knew to do it all together. So if you take away the quotes, the exclamation point notify will work. I'm sorry. But yeah, so man, like, you really hit home with those aspects and those elements of this particular track, because I think that really drove it home even more based on the content that you were saying. So, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong with that, but man, that's how I feel like you were doing with that one. Not only that, but you brought a rock track or rock elements to this album to, again, further grab different people, different lovers of music who probably wouldn't have expected to hear that on this album. And I love that. I love it. I absolutely love that. So, geez Louise. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. I don't have anything negative to say about that song. I think everything, okay, cool. He said I was on point with that. I was on point with my description, so job well done, because that is the way that it made me feel. So great job on that. All right, so we got 155 and counting. Now, somebody said something about this earlier in the chat. That's watching, and so I'm interested to see what this particular track. At first, I thought I had 155 viewers. I was like, "Holy shit!" But no, it's the name of the song. So, you know, you built me up real quick, and then you knocked me on down. No, I'm just kidding. Dougie T said this is the hardest track. Ty said dope track. Quanell said dope mixture of genres. I have to agree. I agree. And then Levi said it gave it a live feel. I mean, you know, it could have been instrumentation, but I have a feeling that it was live. It was done live or recorded live. I could be wrong, but maybe he can inform us. He is over here watching on YouTube. People are loving this album so far. They really are, and I'm glad I'm able to give them the opportunity to sit here and watch this collectively all together. Also, if you happen to miss the live and you want to come back to it, this whole album review will be live on my YouTube. Just look for the album cover. That should be the thumbnail that you see over here on the screen. And you'll be able to go back and watch that anytime you want to. It'll be up there. But please, I'd rather you go do it and stream his album. It's in the pinned comment on Facebook, and it's in the description over on YouTube. So let's get into 155 and counting. Again, this is iHateKing featuring Bam Bam on the track again. Also, good choice on the feature as well. Features are important to select them correctly. So far, you've done a great track. So let's get it.
Yeah. I won't walk with my eyes can see, just cause the system wasn't made for me, and freedom really ain't free. My ancestors had to pay for that, and looking back, my people still getting taxed. The irony.
Now, I'm gonna pause this real quick because I've actually heard this beat with another artist on it, and it scared me for a second because I was like, oh shit, but it's not the same person. So this must be like a well-known, like multiple people use this beat, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, because Crow did this beat in another one. But I'm interested to hear this version because people always do it differently, and I'm excited to hear the differences. So let's get it.
And ironically, we hold us back, cause unification for my generation, to them that sound whack. But stay strong, we gon' make it this time. They failed that to put your fist in the sky. Yeah.
You ever shook the hand and looked in the eyes of your assassin? When blacks show mercy, they don't get the same compassion. You wanna stop the gold, they don't care about democracy. Bombs over Libya sounds like hypocrisy. And any free shit, you getting vote for Democrats. They working with the Klan, my brother, we need to give it back. We all know the way the history has been told. It's a gift from the friends from the water we fought. She's supposed to be black, they almost lost their seat. But to keep a little peace, all her features were bleached. Oh, say, can you see the chain strapped to her feet? Descendants like fucking losers as they stand defeat. Named after two men, so my history's in pearl. What is the deeper meaning of that, to be sterile? Bitch, I'm Ethiopian cause I was never African. And after human trafficking, I was tired of traveling.
I won't walk with my eyes can see, just cause the system wasn't made for me, and freedom really ain't free. My ancestors getting taxed. The irony of that. And ironically, we hold us back. Cause unification for my generation, to them, that sound whack. But stay strong, we gon' make it this time. You felt that to put your fist in the sky. Yeah.
They say we are the source for drugs that they import. Rob, killing, extort, how you plead all over the north. Now let's put him on the stand with the Bible in his hand. Contraband that he ran, selling weapons to Iran. Funny money for war, we are the biggest sponsor. Wasn't approved by Congress, so they begin to launder. One mistake in a large amount. You see, he gave the wrong number and he sent it to the wrong account. They were trapping our garages, that's the way you camouflage. You see, we work like honeybees by the way we spread the pollen. Testified against McFarland, the connect was Nicaraguan. Snow and snow in California, they may pull up in toboggans. Reagan told them to be cautious, they executed it flawless. Living in a land where politicians are lawless. But they made Gary Red pay dearly for what he said. Lately, they found him dead with 2 bullets in the head. Bow.
Young black males riding 3 deep. Me and P was in the front, JJ in the back seat, trying to get cuz home. Headed up to Arcola. Mama said she meet us halfway, so we pulled over. And that's when P Hogs busted that right and chop went the blades under parking lot lights. I guess the law seen something that they really ain't like because they rolled up on us, bucket shining they bright. So I looked to my left and then I glanced to my right, and then I heard step out the car. It's finna be a long night. The store was robbed a week ago when y'all fit the description. Like we'll come back to the crime scene. Y'all copping this trip, but he ain't trying to hear that. Just keep your mouth shut, pump. Matter of fact, give me the keys to the trunk. He made his way to the trunk and opened up, and hell, what did he see? Shoe boxes full of shoes and all came with receipts paid for. Just cause the system wasn't made for me, and freedom really ain't free. My ancestors had to pay for that, and looking back, my people still getting taxed. The irony of that, and ironically, we hold us back. Cause unification for my generation, to them, that sound whack. But stay strong, we gon' make it this time. You felt that to put your fist in the sky. Yeah, yeah.
I really love that beat a lot. Like I said, I had heard it previously before, but I love that beat, and I love seeing different artists on it bring different things to the table. The combination of the feature as well as the artist went well. Y'all performed together very well. And I like that these songs are longer than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I said this earlier in the night, but it's refreshing to have those them 3 verses on there. Like you said, I waited the whole time for just that track, Bong. Hey, it's a dope ass track. Like literally so far, I am very impressed with this album. I really do like it, and regardless of what the content is, it's one of those albums where it really does make you reflect. You can't ignore the issues that he's bringing to light, that he's talking about, and he's not letting you forget. He's not going to let you forget. That's what this album feels like to me. It feels like there's things going on in the world. Well, we know that there's things going on in the world right now that need to continue to be talked about, that need to, the experiences that certain communities face needs to be talked about, and we need to support one another when it comes to this stuff. Brandon Gear said, true story really happened. That's crazy. And I even wrote it down too. That was one of my comments about the storytelling about being pulled over, and then it's a trunk full of shoes, and they all got receipts. You know what I'm saying? It really is just a very good representation of the time that we are living in and the time that was in the past. He's done a great job of reflecting and, again, bringing light to the things that we still see happening right now. And shout out to all the, seriously, like, shout out to the Black community, shout out to the allies of the Black community and everything that's going on within the Black community and those that support us. It's a real thing, guys. It really is. And this album talks about all of it, and it doesn't do it in a way where it's, it causes division. You know what I mean? It's just being real about it. So let's get into the next track right here. This is called The Eyes. All right. We got 3 tracks left, guys. I know it's went fast, but the link is in the chat and you can go stream it. You can go download it. You can go buy it on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you want to get it. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you want to get it. So next one is called The Eyes. Alan said you got to Google stuff. I spoke on to the young listeners. That is true. There was a lot of mention in here that If you miss some of the lines, obviously you guys are going to have to give this a second listen, because if you really want to break down some of the stuff that he's saying, and it's even hard for me to do that. That's why I try to really listen carefully when I'm doing these first run throughs. But this is also an album that I will go back to because I actually am interested to hear what I missed. And if an album makes you want to do that, to me, that's a good album. So this is called The Eyes. Let's go.
24 hours, change the heart of a man. Give him the full experience, maybe he'll understand. I sell the kind of dreams, realities you can live out. I'm peeping through my window like Malcolm, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out. Speaking the foreign language, troubled and living dangerous. Prison's the new museum, by the way they display us. Enjoy the scenery, be sure to take a tour of. I stolen artifacts, will say you a trip to Europe. I heard my whole life, nigga comply or die. But in the 1600, the same rules still apply. 3 or 4 generations, 154 years. See the landmarks we built, they kept it like souvenirs. Read the history books, all the heroes were white. They taught about Thanksgiving, but didn't mention no plight. These frauds like Santa Claus are nothing but pagan gods. What are the odds to playing the role of God? It ain't no secret, I want them things that you see with. Albeit, this painting will surely bring out your meekness. Why they just painted on mirrors, I wonder what heaven's like. I guess the artists don't fuck with niggas in the afterlife. Can 24 hours change the heart of a man? Give him the full experience, maybe he'll understand. I sell the kind of dreams, realities you can live out. I'm peeping through my window like Malcolm, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out. Stay well beyond the fences, don't become a statistic. All your loved ones have to visit through glass with their hand against it. If we have the same God, this will rattle your spirit. The same hell that you cast him, and tell me now, do you fear it? The words of my magnum opus swarm like a plague of locusts. I feel that I was chosen to help my people like Moses. I'll be a turtle, I promise. I'll stick my neck out till my name is what they yell out. To the coons who sell out, come from a different cloth. Boy, check my dashiki. I can't forgive those doctors for what they did it to Tuskegee. Read the theory of Willie Lynch, that's when it started making sense. They designed it so perfect, it didn't happen by accident. We played the corners and running from them like Forrest. So black matadors, dodging the Ford Taurus. Tell me about bug breaking, or the word motherfucker. Don't ever fix your lips and compare what my people suffer. So blame your problems on the man of another color. Get to the hood and don't have a problem with killing brothers. The only time these rappers would even mention Jesus is when they rap about diamond and crusted Caesar pieces. 24 hours, change the heart of a man. Give him the full experience, maybe he'll understand. I sell the kind of dreams, realities you can live out. I'm peeping through my window like Malcolm, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out. I'm trying to get out, I'm trying to get out. Don't ignore my pleas, I'm begging niggas to get out.
That shit was so smooth. It's like we took a trip to the 70s, grabbed some of the porn music and then took it and put some dope content over it minus the sexual activity. That's how I feel to that one. I love that kind of, what kind of vibe is that? I don't even know how to explain it, but it definitely makes me feel like they're walking around with afros and bell bottoms and just a little bit of their chest showing and those tight outfits that they used to wear back in the day, like when they went to discos. But this isn't quite, it's like the slowed down version of it, like Studio 54 or something, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of vibe that I give it. But then you listen to the content and it's like, man, that was a dope track. That was really, really nice. Gerald said, what's dope about this project is that it's content heavy, but in no way preachy. And that's a skill in itself. You know, that's a really, really good point. And I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Dougie said he was smoking to that one. Levi said that shit go hard. It goes hard. Gary Wick said he got some megaphones in the strong arm. I mean, the beat choice was great and has been great on this whole album. One thing I will critique about that particular track is the instrumental itself. Once he actually started rapping, was a tad louder than the actual vocals. I would have liked to hear the vocals a little bit more up front, and the once the vocals actually came in for the beat to kind of fade back out a little bit. Could have put some kind of uh high pass filter, some kind of filter on it, kind of just to kind of maybe calm down the sample that you hear in the background. But honestly, I'm not even really too bothered by that, because I loved hearing those elements from the beat. And I think if I didn't hear them as loud as they were, I think I would have missed them. I would have missed hearing them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do really, really, really enjoy that particular beat. And again, the content is all there. The delivery on point. Have been in the pocket this entire album. I don't have really any huge critiques on that, but I will talk about that a little later once we get to after we play the last song. So, my eyes. Nice track. The energy on this album has been up and down, up and down. It's kind of like a heart monitor thing, but it works, and it's still keeping this album alive. It's keeping everybody in the chat engaged, and that is a great sign. So let's get to this next track we have. It's called A Wonderful World. I wonder if that's going to have a sample in it. I'm trying to think. Maybe, but we'll see. All right, let's check it out. A Wonderful World. Let's get it.
I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about. Instead, I'm seeing black bodies dying with fluid draining out. I just wanna leave the world a better.
He didn't do the sample, but he sure as hell said his name.
Place than I found it. Kids playing and shouting, you hit the ball when it bounces. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world, I hope I can see the world. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about. If you knew the consequence, would you put your whole life in danger? Off of the admiration of dumb niggas and strangers. Oh, hella real nigga, who's the king of no one? Niggas be hella showman like the New World Order Hogan. You're the man in these streets, cause you're killing off your rivals. I just hope you know your threats are as empty as your title. The penitentiary's packed with nothing but promise makers. But y'all niggas never realize the precious time that they wasted. Your lawyer is court appointed, looking for justice on scales. I seen the stiffest turn bitch as soon as they deny bail. The world don't give second chances, niggas get reprimanded. Understand it, it's the way the world views how you're branded. Hold I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about. Instead, I'm seeing black bodies dying with fluid draining out. I just wanna leave the world a better place than I found it. Kids playing and shouting, you hit the ball when it bounces. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world, I hope I can see the world. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about. Growth isn't comfortable, that's why some people settle. If they don't wanna see beyond the red line of the ghetto, trying to fit 65 years into 21 years of life. These kids be on them drugs, I swear they ain't living right. We used to put them in pens, I'm selling for 3 for 10. Thank God I'm still free and not doing time in the pen. What would you do if your people got implicated? Your OGs ain't solid, they scared of that conversation. Instead of learning something, we'd rather be entertained. Who am I to be judging? Just listen, I'm giving game. Despite of my shortcomings, I like who I am becoming. Baptized in holy water, so take my sins and expunge them. I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about. Instead, I'm seeing black bodies dying with fluid draining out. I just wanna leave the world a better place than I found it. Kids playing and shouting, you hit the ball when it bounces. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world, I hope I can see the world. I just wanna see the world, I wanna see the world. I just wanna see the world that Louis Armstrong sang about.
Hey, that real dramatic piano sets the tone for this track throughout the whole thing. Now, I didn't get my sample, but like I said before, he definitely said the artist name, which I love that, because maybe that's something where you kind of expect something, but then he does it a little different. And I like that because I expected to hear a Louis Armstrong sample, but he didn't go that route. He just said his name. You know what I'm saying? So I like that, and I like to pick up on those little things, those little Easter eggs in case nobody's listening. But because that's how you kind of help tie a little bit of the song into the title, and make that connection for some people. And it's a dope thing to do. I really like that. And who doesn't want to kind of like strive to see the world that maybe the way somebody else explains it or describes it or whatever the case is. But I think this was a really good way to portray what you were trying to get across as far as seeing the world and having that Louis Armstrong reference in there. And you think about that song that he sung was very it was a very positive, nostalgic kind of song that really just painted the world as being beautiful. You know what I mean? It really painted the world as just being a beautiful place. And you know, almost like a dream-like representation of what the world should be. If we can get there, boy, it'll be a whole different story for the entire everyone. You know what I mean? So let's get there. Let's make that happen. I really like that song. I really like it a lot. Now check it out, guys. The album only had 11. There's 11 tracks on this, and we're already to the last one. So I want you guys during this last track to kind of gather everything. If you were here, especially if you were here from the beginning, it's only been about an hour. So if you've been here from the start, I want you to gather your thoughts on the album and give him a nice, good critique after the last song of how you feel about it as a whole. He said, in a time for Black people, he saw good in a time where it was tough for us. And that's really good to point out too. I don't know what kind of person I would be if I, was raised or lived or grew up around a time when all of that was going on for people of the Black community. If you think about that and all the stuff that we see in the news and all the stuff that we don't see in the news and the things that they don't teach you in history, there's so much to learn. I don't know it all, and I'm still learning to this day. So I think that this album is a good place to start. You know what I mean? There's a lot of references in there that some people may or may not know. There was something that he said in one of the tracks that I'm going to have to go back and listen because I heard it. It was something about, they talk about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, but something about like Musaf. It was a name I didn't recognize. So that makes me want to go research this. Gary said, thank you for the production on this last song, Gary Wendell Wicks, Let's Go. I mean, the entire album has been great production, great beat choices, all of that. But we got one song left. So let's make sure we get this. And I need you to, if you're in the chat too and you worked on this album with him, let us know if you're the producer, whoever the producer is, or if it was a mix of producers. This is your time to shout them out, do all that stuff in the chat. So let's get to this last track here. This is called Standing Ovation. Very fitting for the last track here. I love the attention to detail about opening the track with the album with a song called A Penny for Your Thoughts, and then closing out with a standing ovation. All this stuff matters and is strategically done when it comes to like a good album. So props to that. I notice it and I see you. Mansa Musa, richest man that ever existed. Okay, see, so there's a name I need to go research because I don't know. So let's get it. We have Standing Ovation, last track on the album of W.I.N.G.S from iHateKing. Let's get it.
Cigar, please.
Y'all like this.
Some of y'all got the right vision and the wrong peers. Some of y'all got the right peers and the wrong vision. You only get one first impression with life. So when you do it, make everything count. Let's make a toast. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it again. I did it on God's timing. I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. Don't be the one you had, just be the uncle you needed. I know a couple secrets, I'm hoping my nephew peep it. Look me in my eye, I groomed you to be a better me. Blood on my blood, I hope you surpass my pedigree. Why would I sit and loiter when the word is my oyster? Searching for something grand, but worthy enough to hoist it. Long as God is your witness, speak it into existence. The key is staying committed and always staying consistent. Shout out to Boyce Watkins for showing me other options. I studied the stock market before I begin my shopping. Established some business credit, use it as an accessory. So take this 300 and go start up your own LLC. You spent that on the belt, that type of shit don't excite us. Women will sit beside you when you touch us like Midas. Never ran with the losers, I hung with entrepreneurs. It's time that we be producers instead of being consumers. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. Pennies on a dollar for cotton, they got 'em picking. I wanna know the company buying it from the prison. Those private-owned prison systems, I think it's time that we boycott. Till we see the paper that Michael Jordan and Floyd got. In time is money, I hope you made a good ROI. 10,000 for a funeral, baby, you can't afford to die. I wanna show the world in the NFL we don't need them. And lead all my people and give them financial freedom. What if Mike and LeBron formed a conglomerate? It wouldn't sell out no matter the price you offering. I respect LeVar for the vision he had for JBA. Fuck the NCAA, let them young boys get paid. Millions that they made is like a slap in the face. Compare it to scholarships, it's like some minimum wage. These kids play for free, you sit back and you applaud them. Soon as they make a dollar, you get ready to discard. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. They say the graveyard is the richest place on this earth. It is here you find ideas that would never give them birth. What's the point of getting a bag if you're not spending it right? I was told when I bought some land, keep the mineral rights. Learning much as I could, cause I couldn't get comfy. Cause I was eavesdropping on people with all money. The only time a white man would debate my greatness is Max and Skip Bayless on a sports syndication. Back when I paid for college, fixing your air condition. Killing my dreams slowly while keeping somebody's living. Overlooking the cattle, resting under the terrace. Most of them benefited from the land they would inherit. Thousands of rent houses, build it off for my son. At the end of the month, you put it in trust funds. I want my heaven on earth before I'm buried in dirt. The difference is I got my flowers and I'm smelling them first. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation.
I need y'all to stand up. All right, I need everybody to give him a standing ovation right now, guys. Hey, yo, shout out to... What a great way to end the album. Honestly, what a great way to end the album, to encourage ownership, encourage going and getting your LLC. Speaking of, it's important, guys. It's important. You should have your LLC. Own your stuff. He's not doing anything but preaching what you need to be doing. Like, there's so much facts in this. So much facts in this altogether. I am ready to talk about this. I am ready to talk about this. So what I'm going to do, because I do want to hear this again, I'm going to turn this down a little bit, but I'm going to run this track back and have it playing in the background while I'm talking about this album, okay? So, oops. Hold up. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to have that in the background a little bit. Hopefully you guys can still hear me while I'm talking over this. So check it out. We just listened to Wings. We're in need of growth spiritually by iHateKing. 11-track album, streaming on all platforms. And I'm going to go over my notes that I wrote about this album right now. All right, guys. So starting with the first track, came out the box hitting. Just spitting hardcore. You would have never known that he was gonna be hitting you with any kind of spirituality unless you really stopped to take a listen. It was a great track. The energy was super high. Same for the second track that he had on this album as well. And the beat selection on this album, through the roof, 100% through the roof, all of it. And one of the favorite lines from number 2, from song 2, which was Pray Verse Pray, was my mama prays for me and the police pray on me. There was that little switch up that you had in the chorus that was dope to give that perspective from both definitions of the word, which I think was super dope. New Currency, the chorus on point with that. That chorus on New Currency is it. Although it took me a little while to warm up to that song because of the change up in energy and everything, I still liked it. And the switch ups on this album, again, were killer. Almost every track had it. Literally almost every track had it. And it was just, again, a way to keep the listener interested. Young, old, whoever you are, you're going to find something on here that you like, that you can bob your head to, that you can get hype about. Recipe with the lyric video. One thing I do want to say about lyric videos, they're super important. You need to take the time, especially because a lot of people tend to forget where you have listeners who rely on closed caption, especially deaf listeners. So closed captioning, uploading your lyrics, this is a whole other set of people that you're missing out on when you don't have stuff like this that's important. So take the time to do your closed caption generating and stuff like that. It helps tremendously because just because people are deaf does not mean that they can't feel vibration. So keep that in consideration and always make sure you do those. So I liked the lyric video for that one in general, but just a kind of offside note on that. Make sure you guys put your whole understanding of this album in the chat. Let him know how he did on this album while I'm giving my review on this and going to give my scores here shortly on this album, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this back up just a little bit. And we had number 7. So number 7 was the rock song. And if you missed number 7, this is kind of what it sounded like here in the beginning, okay? I'll play a little bit of this real quick. This was that chant, that real hard-hitting.
Preacher man, preacher man, preacher man, I heard you've been saving souls. Preacher man, preacher man, preacher man.
Yes, so this one right here, this one probably is one of my favorites on this album just because of the way that I interpreted the actual song. And I happen to be right. Not ever hearing it before and being able to get the interpretation that he was going for is exactly what an artist wants from the album, from the song, from the feeling that he's getting back from the listener. So that is probably one of my favorite songs just based on the way that it is and the fact that he stepped out of his boundary on here and grabbed a rock song to put in too. So 7 right now is leading my favorite track. Now, the rest of the tracks that we had listened to, we had The Eyes. So The Eyes, I did write a little bit of a note down, and my note just said, would level out beat just a little, overpowering vocals just slightly, the beat is fire. But that's the one that I said if I decided to turn down those elements, I think I would miss them. So honestly, I just think that I think it could be left alone as is, and I really don't have any problems with it. There was one other one. Which one was it? Oh, The Recipe, that one was another one that I said to turn up the vocals some. It was quieter than some of the other tracks. However, I really don't have a lot to say about the mix on most of these because I didn't have to adjust my headphone. I didn't have to turn anything down, so it wasn't overpowering. So this was a very equalized album as far as track to track, except for maybe a couple. And the one that stuck out the most was probably the recipe. But you know, it sometimes can be hit or miss with some things, or maybe there was a certain aspect that wasn't happening on this song that maybe didn't happen on the other songs. Whatever the case is. Um, a Wonderful World. Now, A Wonderful World, your delivery is different on this one than all of the other tracks on here. I feel as though your high energy tracks and that real fast, not even a fast paced delivery, but that faster delivery approach and the switch ups that you do, you are the most comfortable in. That is the impression that I got from this album. So when it's time for you to slow it down, not saying that you necessarily get lost. However, you can tell that your strong point is song number 1, song number 2, kind of that higher energy is where you excel at. You're not bad at doing the slower beats, but you can hear areas where tightening up could be um used and could have a little bit of stuff on there in that regard. Um Brendan said, lived up to expectation and surpassed them. This album took risks that I didn't expect. Pee Weezy said, dope album, but nothing but facts. Love the lyrics and the beats. And same here. The content on this, again, I'm about to give my ratings on this one, but this is how I feel about the overall album. From start to finish, you hear progression through the tracks of experiences, feeling counted out, needing people to open their eyes to situations. And then as you get through the song, the energy starts to change when you get to like energy, and when you get to the eyes, it kind of just gives you that, okay, everything's gonna be okay. Everything, we got this nice laid back track. Let me take a second to breathe, is what those tracks were inserted in here for. And then you come to the end, which is Standing Ovation. So Standing Ovation said, you know what, I'm here, I made it, I need to take ownership of this, my past, our past, everything that's happened up until this point. That's the way that I look at this album as a whole. And this is my interpretation. Somebody else's interpretation could be different, I don't know, but this is the interpretation that I took of this album, and I hope I'm somewhere near the vision that this artist had for his overall album. So let me get into my ratings for this track in general. So we're looking at beat selection, flow, delivery, content, and mix and master, right? So beat selection, I gave this a 10 out of 10. Okay, I gave this a 10 out of 10. All right. Flow and delivery, I gave this a 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10 on this. I'm going to give that because there were just some small areas on a couple few tracks where it probably could have been tightened up, and it was on the slower energy tracks. So you just have to be a little bit more aware and a little bit more careful because on the slower tracks, your mistakes are a little bit easier for people to hear. Does that take away from this album? No, the hell it doesn't. Not at all. So 9.5 out of 10 on the flow delivery. Content. The content on this track. My scale is a 10, but I'm giving this 11 out of a 10 on content. Because the content was just insanely crazy on this. And whether you've experienced any of this or you can't relate to it, you can respect what he's saying, and you can sympathize or, with him from his experiences and the things that he's gone through, even if you can't empathize with him, if that makes sense. Okay. Now for the mix and master, I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10 on this one. Very small issues that I don't even consider issues on this. I really don't. It's just things that I personally hear, and I'm trying to give an all around well-rounded review of the album in general. So those are those ratings individually. Now, out of overall album, I'm doing a 1-star to 5-star rating on this. If I'm going to rate this album as a whole, and this is big because it's hard to put out 11 tracks, let alone one track that you don't want to skip. Did I want to skip any of these tracks tonight? There was maybe one that I wanted to skip at first, and that was New Currency. It was new currency. But then as the song changed and we got that switch up, I was like, nope, I'm glad I didn't skip this because I would have missed that. I would have missed it. So did I have any skipping urgencies on this album? I had none. I enjoyed all of these, and I would let these all ride in the car, every single one of them. I mean, I'm going to have my favorites, so I might skip around, but, you know, that's what it is. But the overall rating for this particular album out of a 1 to 5 stars, I am completely and 100% behind this when I say that this is a 5-star album. This is a 5-star album that you need to check out, that you need to give a chance. The description has it. The pinned comment, let me change this back so you guys have this on Facebook for you all to check out. Gary said, yes, clapping it up. Brenda said, live up to expectations and surpass this album. Took risks that he didn't expect. He loved it. Levi said, true. I mean, it's just a good album. Not even good. It's a great album. It's a great album that you need to check out. I don't care who you are. Just give it a chance. That's all you got to do. Give it a chance. The first and the second song will pull you in. That is the most important thing on here, is that first and second song. He said, I'm not even going to give you 20 seconds to react to this. I'm going hard from right at the beginning. So for us to play, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play a track. So I'm going to play the first one because the first one was just crazy. It was crazy. All of this was crazy. But we're finna go in hard right again. I'm going to play Pity for Your Thoughts one more time to end the night, to end the show, to end all of that. I want to say first and foremost, iHateKings, thank you for your interest in the platform and having me do your listening party. It was thoroughly enjoyable and I really did like the track. Please trust and believe that if I didn't like it for some reason, you would be the first to know. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right back into A Penny for Your Thought. In case you missed it, this is A Penny for Your Thoughts off the W.I.N.G.S album, streaming on all platforms. Oh, let me put that comment in the chat real quick again of the album so that everybody has it, just in case. Streaming wherever you need it to stream. Brandon said he's humbly not surprised. I know what my brother is capable of, and said so many bars and A Penny for Your Thought. There is. That's why I want to run it back. So A Penny for Your Thoughts. Let's check it out. Let's get it. Y'all enjoy this track. That's all I need to say.
Truth is, what those in power wish it to be. I wish they see their flaws and ways of bigotry. I get soliloquies while I'm underneath the willow tree. By the time I'm done, the only one that weeps is me. We can't connect, simply cause your heart is vexed. If nothing less at my behest, just reflect. Those bricks you threw us proved to be salad brewers. Thanks to your hubris, I build a church, hallelujah. Sometimes I overthink it, but peep the words that I'm speaking. I wonder what's the reason. Why would they turn on Lincoln? The only colored coin, but this is exactly how to send a subliminal of what they think of your value. So I stand with this 40 in my hand. Whether cents, ounces, caliber, it defines a man. Here's a penny for your thoughts. If you got it, homie, then help me. So I throw them hoes away, but I'm broken, I'm acting wealthy. Ever since I took a red pill, I've been in a higher state since. Great risk came cause I'm the glitch in the matrix. Drop us in a petri dish, something like a deep abyss. Post-traumatic slave disorder, some of y'all so sleeping liquor stores all around us, boy. That's how they inoculate. Mix it up with poverty, slide it across an agar plate. I hear them yelling, make America great again. Tell me when it was great for people with my color skin. We made it to the States with no visa or a passport. Come down to the hood and get whatever that you ask. We got guns, we got coke, we got pills, we got smoke. Yeah, these times are getting rough, but all I know is we got hope. Whoa, back before I realized I was surrounded by evil. That's around the time when Bam Bam used to push a G.O. Look how they depict us in all of the motion pictures. The scripts that they give us for thugs and fucking killers. Ayy, but niggas hate cause I ain't come up from no section 8. There was no shrimp, no steak, or no lobster on my fucking plate. Just ramen noodles, and there were times we ate busted wieners and cornflakes, and we had the Kool-Aid by the liter. Quick to call her sister a hoe. Soon as she flashes, can but turn in the Pepe Le Pew over Kardashians. I know you thought about it, homie. Let me ask you then, when Black Lives Matter, did these hoes want your asses then? They want my skeleton to satisfy their little fetish patience, I study medicine. Y'all motherfuckers, Oedipus, don't let my melanin be why you went so my intelligence. The AIDS pestilence, they treat it like white elephants. The precious life on earth is so rich that we often search. All throughout our history, human beings keep on trying to perch. We marvel at the fish and birds, and the fact that you're diverse was fucking worse is when your own species cannot see your worth. As we encroach, and I quote, we're in need of growth. Throw my name in motion, so they know I'm the seed of hope. Had to use a trappy to make these people start hearing me spiritually. You were dying, we were in need of growth spiritually. Tap on your little teacup and silence me when I speak up. I'm so appalled, you're really dying to be us. Blinded by cash money, don't let that paper deceive you. Even the boy Wayne can't see the plight of his people. Centuries in the making, witness the birth of a nation. They don't wanna see you make it or flee the fucking plantation. Heard stories from my granny on how they took many losses. Waking up with the clan in her yard, burning them crosses. It ain't no kind of sorta, these people living in horror. Corrupt law and order, fleeing, making Georgia. Your tongue is a blessing, use your mind as a weapon. And as your voice travels, it breaks a bond of oppression. We can find all these bones and all of that shit is ancient, but ain't nobody found no artifacts to a slave ship.
Hey, yeah, you guys go ahead and drop your favorite track of the night tonight. Remember, it was A Penny for Your Thoughts, and then it was Pray versus Pray. We had this one. That was a good one. Then we had Land of the Free.
Shooting at me!
Activists, and we teach them how to be shooters. Teach them some independence and how to be self-sufficient.
This one was one of the top ones too for competing for my favorite. Land of the Free, the chorus is so fire on this track. Then we got Energy, came different with Energy. Yep. Hey, I'm only playing a little bit. If you happen to miss it, you're gonna have to go stream the album. Then we had New Currency.
When the peoples of you through everything you do.
Go listen to the album. Then we had The Recipe. Go listen to the album. Strange Fruit. Strange Fruit was crazy. Strange Fruit was crazy with that rock. Then 155 and counting with that Freedom sample in there. That joint was on fire. The Eyes was a nice one too. I really like this one. The Eyes took my favorite beat of the night. The Eyes was my favorite beat of the night. Then we had A Wonderful World. You need to go check it out. And then, of course, Standing Ovation.
Cigar, please. Some of y'all got the right vision and the wrong peers. Some of y'all got the right peers and the wrong vision.
Either way, guys, I'm telling you right now, it is. So we're going to, you know what? We're going to do the send-off. We're going to finish playing Standing Ovation one more time as the send-off for the night. Y'all, make sure you put everything that you need in the chat, where they can find you and your music, all of that stuff. Let's go ahead and take the night out with Standing Ovation. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this album listening party tonight. This is iHateKing and Standing Ovation. Give them some love, y'all.
You only get one first impression with life. So when you do it, make everything count. Let's make a toast. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it again. I did it on God's timing. I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I I need a standing ovation. Don't be the one you had, just be the uncle you needed. I know a couple secrets, I'm hoping my nephew peep it. Look me in my eye, I groomed you to be a better me. Blood on my blood, I hope you surpass my pedigree. Why would I sit and loiter when the word is my oyster? Searching for something grand, but worthy enough to hoist them. Long as God is your witness, speak it into existence. The key is staying committed and always staying consistent. Shout out to W.I.N.G.S for showing me other options. I studied the stock market before I begin my shopping. Establish some business credit, use it as an accessory. So take this 300 and go start up your own LLC. You spent that on the belt, that type of shit don't excite us. Women will sit beside you when you touch us like Midas. Never ran with the losers, I hung with entrepreneurs. It's time that we be producers instead of being consumers. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. Pennies on a dollar for cotton, they got 'em picking. I wanna know the company buying it from the prison. Those private-owned prison systems, I think it's time that we boycott. Till we see the paper that Michael Jordan and Floyd got. In time is money, I hope you made a good ROI. 10,000 for a funeral, baby, you can't afford to die. I wanna show the world in the NFL we don't need them. And lead all my people and give them financial freedom. What if Mike and LeBron formed a conglomerate? It wouldn't sell out no matter the price you offering. I respect LeVar for the vision he had for JBA. Fuck the NCAA, let them young boys get paid. Billions that they made is like a slap in the face. Compare with the scholarships, it's like some minimum wage. These kids play for free, you sit back and you applaud them. Soon as they make $1, you get ready to discard. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. They say the graveyard is the richest place on this earth. It is here you find ideas that would never give them birth. What's the point of getting a bag if you're not spending it right? I was told when I bought some land, keep the mineral rights. Learning much as I could, cause I couldn't get comfy. Cause I was eavesdropping on people with all money. The only time a white man would debate my greatness is Max and Skip Bayless on a sports syndication. Back when I paid for college, fixing your air condition. Killing my dreams slowly while keeping somebody's living. Overlooking the cattle, resting under the terrace. Most of them benefited from the land they would inherit. Thousands of rent houses, build it off for my son. At the end of the month, you put it in trust funds. I want my heaven on earth before I'm buried in dirt. The difference is I got my flowers and I'm smelling them first. Imagine giving a speech and all of your peers chanting. The day I graduated, I swear I made it to Canton. I did it on God's timing, I promise I know what faith is. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. If you see how far I came, they said I wasn't gonna make it. So when you see me shining, give me a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation. I need a standing ovation.
Yeah. I was gonna point that line out just right now. He said, they say the graveyard is the richest place on earth. Let that settle in your head for a bit. There's some layers there, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yo, this is a pleasure for me to be able to review this. Jamie said, I'm standing and clapping my ass off. If you happen to just now tune in, rewind this back and listen to this album review. It is such a great album, and honestly, you'll find something that you love 100% faux show. And I just want to say again, thank you to iHateKing, his team, his producers, his engineers, his features. All of y'all did such an amazing job. You really, really did. So guys, that's it. Please make sure you go support him. Follow him on YouTube or wherever, everywhere. Hit him up on Instagram. Get that done. King Allen said that's my actual graduation at the end. Hey, even more gems. Dropping more gems. I think it's really, really dope. Having those small snippets in there, it means a lot, and you wouldn't really know about that unless he actually explained to. So we're gonna have to work on an interview next so we can actually sit and talk about this album. I think that would be a good next step. Because then we actually get to dive deeper into the layers of this album, which I'm totally interested in. It would be really, really cool to see and to talk about, especially because then we get to hear it right from your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you my interpretation of the album, and you know, yours could be totally 100% different, but it would be cool to kind of just hear it from, you know, the artist. So Rocky said, great artwork. Gary said, the small clip at the end is a real footage of my boy at his garage. So much growth. Absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Have 100%. All right, guys. Well, that was the show tonight. That was the show. Yay. This is streaming on all platforms. Make sure you go and check it out. The link is in the chat. It is on the description. It's everywhere that you need it to be. Also, this will be posted on my YouTube. If you want to share this video and this review with anyone, please feel free. YouTube might take maybe, you know, a few overnight to get it processed up and on the channel, but it will be available for you to share, to show your friends, do whatever you need to do. But super dope. I hope you really enjoyed it. I know I did. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. This is your girl LP. This was the Eargasm, and shout out to iHateKing for his W.I.N.G.S album. Go stream it now. Show him some love, guys, and make sure you follow him. All right, guys?